Good morning to you on this glorious day. Now, Moosie and I are headed out today on an outing, and it's very early in the morning again. You know, as I have discovered about myself, early morning is my happy time. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, as soon as the sun rises out here, I want to be outside. It's quiet except for the birds. It's peaceful. I can meditate in my head as I work with nature and my plants. I just know that these few hours that I have in the morning to do what I love, what seems to be in my soul, working with the dirt, it's wonderful. And I don't have to put any makeup on. You know, I've discovered that this little pump, one pump of dirt with a little button, and I've told you this little pump brush of powder is, I don't know how many years old, 3, 4, 5, but it seems to be, look at this. See it? It seems to be all I need to just put on quickly, no foundation, a little lipstick, and I'm ready to go. Not for the birds, not for me, but at least I look a little presentable for you. We've been looking forward to this. Our daughter Dub, Mary Eileen, believe it or not, so many of you asked what her real name is. Our daughter Dubby is moving into new offices today. She has a whole building that is dedicated to the foundation, and she's the CEO of the foundation for the hospital, which is all about the fundraising. And she and her team are moving into the new building. It's taken months to get everything redone and get all the wiring and everything in and the sign up. And she has invited us over. She moved in on Friday, and she and her team worked very, very hard all weekend getting it ready. And she has invited us over for lunch today. So we're headed over to Dubby's. She's already ordering the sandwiches this morning for us, and we will get to see her new office, but most importantly, spend a little bit of time with her. Her schedule is tight, so we probably won't be there more than an hour. But what I'm trying to do is to figure out what I can bring over as a little office warming gift. And I'm looking around at my garden to see what nice containers I might have and what I can put in it. Something easy that she just has to water once in a while maybe. And I'm thinking of something in the way of a succulent. For instance, begonias. I have a lot of begonias here. In fact, I'm gonna pick one up. Something like this, for instance, I just picked it up. It's in my dirt pile here, but it's so beautiful. It has flowers, it grows easily, and perhaps I can transplant it into this bush here. Now, I don't know exactly. I'm sure this is a form of a begonia. I have another one over there that's flowered out, and let me get that for you. I just dug this one out of another plant. It's over there with some beautiful white flowers. Here's one of my bigger begonia pots, so I took some out from here. And this is another one, another variety. And this is so easy to grow, and being a succulent, it will easily transplant. And I'm going to try and want to get this old dirt out of here and put this in. And I think that's what I'll do. There's right next to it is a big clump of white flowers. I might get some of those to put in here too. So that's what I'm going to bring over. This is another variety of a begonia, a darker leaf, but pretty little white flowers. I get most of these, most of my succulents, in fact, all of them at the Dollar Tree or the 99-cent store. And they grow into these beautiful, huge. So I'm going to get busy now and go find my trowel, get rid of this soggy dirt, put some new potting soil in here, and I think I will replant these beautiful begonias for Dubby. Now we have to leave probably by, I'd say 11:30. So I have to make sure Moose is up, give him some breakfast, and continue to enjoy my day out here. I want you ladies to think about your morning. You know, when I was a teenager, all I wanted to do on the weekends is to sleep until noontime. And when my mother would come in on a school day, when I was in high school or even younger, and it was cold in the wintertime back east, she would pull those covers back and I'd lie there with my knee socks and my sweater and everything else, because my father used to love to keep the heat down at night. He used to keep the windows open this much. The snow would gather on the windowsill, but he believed that the fresh air was good for you and that the heat was not good for you in the wintertime. So we lived with that. And by the way, when I went to college and I met my roommate, she and I, as a matter of fact, we stayed together for 4 years. She was my maid of honor when I got married, and I still keep in touch with my darling Penny. And when we moved in together, we had this beautiful corner room in our dormitory. It was an old house. We were in college in upstate New York. And when we started to get to know each other, I said, Penny, I have to open the windows as the winter came. And she said, what? And she was from upstate New York, up near Canada, where it was very cold, and she was used to cold weather. But she learned and became accustomed to my need for the cold air and the snow on the ledge and the windows open in the wintertime. So go figure. It seems to have been good for me. But in those days, I wanted to sleep as long as I could. And as time went on, Moosie and I eventually married, and we had children. And as the children were growing up and starting school, in those days, mornings were hectic. I was up at 6 in the morning getting breakfast for Moose and getting him off to work. And then it was getting all these kids out of bed, 6 kids. Well, it wasn't 6 in the beginning, it was 4. Getting them out of bed, getting them dressed, finding their socks, their shoes. It was bedlam in the morning. And finally, we'd be out the door, everybody in the car, maybe Matthew still hunting for a sock or a shoe. In the car we'd go, and off we'd go. And I was exhausted by 8 o'clock in the morning. And then I started teaching again in the same school that all these kids were in. And that was even worse, because I had to gather myself together, no going out in my bathrobe and slippers to drive kids to school. I had to be in that classroom teaching 2nd grade or 1st grade, whatever it was at the time, and I had to be ready. So days were different. And as I have grown older and been empty nesters, Moosie and I being empty nesters, but at the same time surrounded by family, thank God, I have treasured my early mornings. Now, possibly the fact that I can't sleep well at night, my duration of a snooze would be maybe 2.5 hours. Then I'd be awake and off to the bathroom, then back, and maybe watch YouTube for a while or do whatever I was reading or whatever. And then I'd be back to sleep again for another 2.5 hours. That's the way my sleep. By 6 in the morning, 5:30, many times I'm having my coffee at 5 in the morning, and that's it. Now, I don't eat any breakfast until probably later in the morning. Sometimes it's not till noontime. Sometimes I have no breakfast at all. Mostly my breakfasts are very unconventional, things like herring or an avocado, something like that. Now, Moosie doesn't traditionally wake up until maybe 9:30, maybe a little later. So I do have these hours to myself and nature and the birds, and quite frankly, I love it. By the way, my hat is a thrift find, and I love this one because it's easy to pop on and it's different from all the world. Let me show you the back, because I think the back is pretty. Isn't the sky glorious? I went for the begonia that has the beautiful hot pink flowers and the white. I transplanted some from my big bowl over there, and I put some potting soil in that has a little fertilizer in it, and it should be good. Now, this plant does not need to be watered that often. That's why I chose a begonia. It's somewhat of a succulent, and it's pretty, and hopefully Debbie can keep it alive. I think the company probably has, I think maybe the office has people that come in and feed plants, so I'm hoping that'll do. So I have a pretty plant here with a very pretty pot. There's a little drainage drip thing attached to the bottom, and I think Debbie will love this, don't you? I think it's time to go in and wake Moosie up. I haven't had enough time with birds or nature or my meditation, but I'll get some in tomorrow. I have a new project going. It's always something. I should be doing a million other things, but here I am, not dressed, no hair combed, and cutting up jeans. Now, I decided that I wanted a pair of jeans overalls from working out in my garden. I do have several other pairs, but no authentic jeans. So when I was at the thrift shop yesterday, I was looking for some, but you know what? They don't have many, especially in my size. But what I decided to do was to find some jean tops. You know, those overall covers that have the nice bands and the lovely pockets in the front and everything. Well, and then the back, of course, this is the back. As you can see, I've already cut it up. And I have a pair of jeans that fit me loosely, which is what I wanted. And they're mom jeans with the nice turned up cuffs. And the color matches perfectly. So I cut it off from the old jeans, and I'm going to save the old jeans to make pockets, and for Ryan also, because she has some jeans projects going. And I'm going to sew them on. Easy peasy. What an easy job. And then I found some jeans that I've had for 15 years, and they're big for me, believe it or not. I did lose some weight. And they have these great pockets. They're jeans pockets that have rhinestones and designs, and they're fabulous. I was going to throw those jeans away or give them to Ryan. And now I'm going to cut the pockets off and put them maybe on the, right below the pockets in the front of these or what. I don't know. But I think in my mind, I'm always looking for projects like this that will help me procrastinate what I'm supposed to be doing. But this morning I did make Moosie a lovely French toast breakfast with some big fat juicy blueberries and maple syrup. And he had it outside. The weather's glorious. And Shamu was out there with him too. And there you go. I'm taking a picture of Shamu enjoying the sun on the hot cement. Yes, you love it out here, don't you? While also at the thrift shop, I saw these necklaces. They're chokers. Aren't they fabulous? I fell in love with them. $3.99 a piece, and I'm sure I will find things to go with these. I did get a few other things, which I will show you too. Always have to stop by the thrift shop. I think I was on my way to the nursery to get some dirt. I didn't get the dirt, but I did find chives. And so this morning I was out there and I was transplanting them. We will be eating this in an hour and a half, maybe. These are in, water's in, oil's in, nuts, dates. We're ready to cook. Into the oven at 375 for 45 to 55 minutes, and you can judge. Bring some out to Moosie in a little while with some cream cheese on it. Yeah. And it's a beautiful day out. Can't wait to dig in. Well, I'm on my way out, and this time for dirt. Yes, potting soil. The great big 25-pound bag that I bought the other day is gone because I've been transplanting my lavender and that new tomato plant. I transplanted 2 of those poppy plants that I got on sale for $4 each, and I certainly hope that they bloom. We love the poppies. We've had some from Idaho. And I have somebody eating my new basil. So Moosie says it's slugs or snails. I already put some insect and mite medicine on there, but I do have to get some of that slug bait. And the only thing that works is something called That's It, with an exclamation point. And I can only get it at the nursery for some reason or other. Maybe Amazon carries it. I don't know. So that's where I'm going. And Shamu is watching the ball game with Moosie. They've been out all morning long, as I have, and we enjoyed some date nut bread outside, and hopefully Shamu got his fill of sunshine for the day. We're hoping this is a nice string of sunshine for a while. So, I'm on my way again. Out we go. And something else I wanted to get. Oh, I might stop at the thrift shop. I know it's a bad day to go there on Saturday, but I have something in mind. I want to kind of remake a pair of denim overalls. You know, well, I'll tell you, I did see something really cute, and I might want to replicate it. So maybe I can find a pair there. Ooh, it's chilly. So here I go. I hope all this moss that gathers in the cold and the shade over the winter. We're down in a little clearing here where it's probably 15 to 20 degrees cooler than it is up at the big house. And for some reason or other, because the sun just doesn't shine on that property, that cement in front of the cottage, it gets mossy, and I hate the look of it. So I hope when the sun starts shining, it will get rid of the moss. Sometimes I do have to get some Clorox and kind of wash it off with a broom. We'll see. So maybe I'll catch you at the nursery. I'm on my way. I have my wild vest on. I'm still in my wild living this week. I love these vests, or gilets, as they say in the UK. I just love saying that word. Well, I've washed the leeks really well, and inside they are definitely all divided up. Look at how they look on the inside. I'm going to cut them up and fry them, maybe with some onions, and they will become part of the stuffing. I'm going to put them in the frying pan with oil, and I think they said to cook them for approximately 15 minutes. Okay, they're sauteing. Should take about 15 minutes, I think. Look how pretty Margie's meatloaf is with a sliced potato on the top and chives. So these are the ingredients that get mixed in with the potatoes, besides butter, some garlic, some sour cream. I have some chives and herb cheese. They said Borson cheese, I think, but this will do. And mix all this in with the leeks and the onions, and then put the potatoes back in again with chives on top. Should be good. Now the potatoes have been baking for 1 hour in a little oil, and you have to let them sit now for about 10 minutes. They definitely have to cool so I can handle them. Potatoes are scooped out, and now I have to mix the potatoes in with all the other ingredients. Put them back in, and that's everything mixed in. Milk, and everything was done a little bit at a time. About a quarter cup of cheese, a quarter cup of sour cream, maybe a tablespoon of minced garlic, a little milk, not much, And this Boursin cheese, I used an herb cheese. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a soft cheese and it had garlic and herbs and it was really tasty. Well, I have stuffed them. They look delicious. The mixture went together beautifully. And now all I have to do is chop up the chives from the garden. I've washed them already, put it on top, and I'm going to put a little bit of cheddar cheese on top. Just into the oven, same heat, around 400, and just heating these up a second time until the cheese melts and they warm up again.
This has got a meal in itself.
It is.
Yeah.
And actually, you only have half your potato. We can freeze the other half, but if you want it, I can bring it in.
For breakfast.
Oh, baloney.
No.
Tell me how it tastes.
There's so many flavors in there.
Good.
Mmm.
So it was worth the effort.
Oh, yeah. Anything's worth the effort on cooking, making it up as you go along.
This was good. It's got a lot of goodies in there.
Were the leeks too much trouble?
Not really. You cut them up, you wash them, and then you saute them for a little while, and then you put them in with the whole mixture of everything. There's a lot of stuff in there. Not too much trouble at all. But I don't quite get a strong leek taste.
No.
No. And Margie's leftover meatloaf. Yum.
And there's more of it after this, too, I understand.
Oh, gosh, more coming. Amazing. Well, Moosie and I have just returned home from having lunch with Dub at her new offices, and we had a lovely time. And I took a little bit of clips for you. This is a beautiful entrance, yeah, with, now Debbie used to be upstairs. I hated climbing those stairs.
Yeah, no elevator.
But now she has the whole downstairs here. It's beautiful. Love the fun. What are you looking at?
Mom and Dad.
Oh, good girl. You know what I would want you to tell all our viewers? Take down those pictures of you with your first job. Yes.
Okay. So, I put this in here because
Walk up close to the camera and show the ladies.
here I am, little Dubby, with my first job as a paper girl, and I delivered the papers on my horse, Blaze. And it was my very first job in fundraising because it was a rag, a throwaway, and so people donated whatever they want. So I had to go around monthly collecting donations.
Yep.
And so that's my story.
And it was so unusual that someone would deliver horses. I used to have to follow her around in the truck with the rolled up newspapers, and then she would put them in her saddlebag.
The station wagon.
Yeah, in the station wagon out on the back. And then we transfer them to your saddlebags, and you deliver them. And she made a lot of tips with that. You made good money. So
I did.
That was her beginnings of fundraising, right?
Asking for money. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Cute.
this is my brand new office, day one.
It's
Fantastic.
beautiful.
A nice little
And
lunch.
Here's your little flowers.
Thank you, Mom.
And as I noticed coming into the building, the whole walkway is all lined with begonias. Wouldn't you know?
Yeah.
But
It's
anyway.
perfect.
Every time I had a new office, you used to come over and bring a picnic for me.
Yeah, I
And
did.
we'd have a picnic in the office.
And in case she didn't get this up close, look at these pictures. There is Debbie and Margie riding on their horse. Here she is with her saddlebags filled with newspapers, leaving the house, she's on her way
Note
off.
my saddle shoes.
Oh, right. Dub Dries, Chief Fundraiser. Isn't that cute? That's cute.
Oh,
Scrub it up,
Margie.
Dub. How cute, Margie.
I said, no, you're coming home with me. I'm going.
Oh, that's
Dad would
cute.
love this.
Oh, I
Oh.
do love it.
Well, thanks so much for watching. Moosie wanted me to start wearing my hair down a little bit more. So this is one of the One of the styles that I'm going to start doing, and I think since you all love the hair videos so much, I'm going to try and think of some hairdos that I can do my aging, thinning hair in different ways that make it look like I have just a big full head of hair. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and your participation in the last video about helping grandchildren to make their grandparents feel more relevant, less invisible, and just loved. Your comments were wonderful, and I want to thank you for all those who participated and watched. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now, and God bless us all.